Start the clock.
Right here with me. You have Trump, who says fake news so many times a day, it's like he has totalitarian Tourette's. A president, an American president, calling the Fourth Estate the enemy. He's also called them scum, disgusting, really bad people. And he wants to change libel laws so he can go after people who insult him and, in his words, sue them and win lots of money. He tried it with me 4 years ago to the tune of $5 million, simply because I demanded he produce, you remember this, his birth certificate and prove he wasn't part orange-haired orangutan. I mean, without GameStop, how can hipsters trade their old Xbox games for weed? And without Brookstone, what will happen to women who want to publicly moan on vibrating chairs? Where will zombies attack? Where will I be able to see emotional support dogs pissing on an artificial bush? Where will I be able to get the Christian rock CDs I play to make stragglers leave my parties? And mostly, where will all the laid-off miners go to work? All right. Enablers Sean Spicer and Kellyanne Conway are the West Wing's flowers in the attic. A lunatic locked them up, and now they're crazy, too.
This was the largest audience to ever witness an inauguration, period, both in person and around the globe.
Well, that's pretty good ass-kissing, but Reince Priebus, you could do better, can't you?
Well, I think the president's 100% correct, and he hits the bullseye in that tweet like he often does.
Exactly. Because who can picture Trump and not think accuracy in tweeting? Pat Robertson claims new Ken dolls are gay. That's just inevitable. A study says weed smokers don't read studies. Yes, that's... Taylor Swift rumored to be dating new Ken doll. Oh, well. College students demand even safer space inside designated safe space. Oh, say goodbye to the mall now, while you still can. Because soon, it will be a civilization gone with the wind. And then, where will we go to eat oversized pretzels and hot dogs on a stick? Where will our teenagers go to wander aimlessly? And our elderly population to get exercise? Stars. Anyway, I've written a book. It's called The Art of the Meal. 1001 Trump fat jokes. Would you like to hear some? Okay. Trump's so fat, most of the voices in his head are chewing. He's fat. Nobody says it, but he's fat. He gets winded riding the escalator. The same guys he sent to get Obama's birth certificate are now looking for his dick. Pedestrian deaths are way up because people in the crosswalk looking down are getting run over by drivers looking down. The whole damn country is constantly looking down. There is something being crushed out there, but it ain't candy. Philip Morris just wanted your lungs. The App Store wants your soul. All right, thank you very much. America, come for the fun. Stay because you got shot by a redneck. America, now under new management. America, when you just need a break from science. America, Earth's Florida. New rule, someone must tell Donald Trump he met with the wrong Oz. Oh, I already did this joke. Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, no, go back. Sorry. He doesn't need a doctor. He needs a brain. Oh, yeah, we did that
You
joke.
did that, Joe.
Yeah, fuck that.
It's good, though.
Next joke.
Still
Good
true.
one.
Sorry, we're a little rusty. New rule, whoever,
needs the heart, too.
whoever cropped this photo deserves the Congressional Medal of Honor. Because my eyes have seen a lot of things, but if this is Donald Trump lovingly cupping Bill Clinton's scrotum, while Bill pats him on the back, the libertarians are right. We need a third party.
Could be. Yeah, could be.
New rule, someone has to tell the Australian woman who spent $500 on surgery for her goldfish that there's a reason it looks good as new. It is new. Lady, there's no such thing as goldfish surgery. You should have realized that when you were in the waiting room and you heard this. New rule, Parisians must stop thinking they're so enlightened now that Paris has approved a clothing-free zone within its city limits. Here in America, hundreds of cities already have clothing-free zones. They're called Walmarts. New rule, Taco Bell doesn't need a makeover to honor its Mexican heritage. I don't go to Taco Bell for ambiance. I go because it's the only place I can get a colonic for $1.
Oh, my goodness.
And new rule, finally, and finally, new rule, somebody has to tell me why America just made this guy so famous. This is Ken Bone, one of the undecided voters who asked a question at last Sunday's debate and since then has become a folk hero. Why? Why? Because after 15 months of this campaign, he's still too stupid to pick Hillary over President Pussy Grabber? For me, the great sadness of this election is knowing that even if Trump doesn't become president, we live in a country where half the people think he should be. Well, this Halloween, certain people are not allowed to give out certain candies because it's just a little too on the nose. Like Donald Trump can't give out Tic Tacs. Don Trump Jr. can't give out Skittles. Melania can't give out sugar daddies. Chris Christie can't give out Jelly Bellies, and Anthony Weiner can't give out hard candy. That's just... And finally, new rule, before leaving this election behind, we must all thank Donald Trump for the one good thing he did. He exposed evangelicals, who are big Trump supporters, as the shameless hypocrites they've always been. Yeah. I don't know if you noticed, but Republicans didn't get to play the Jesus card this time around because it's hard to bring up the 10 Commandments when your candidate spent his life breaking all of them. Trump's commandments are like the regular commandments with LOL at the end. Adultery? Check. Cursing?
Listen, you motherfuckers.
Check. Stealing? Check. Bearing false witness?
Wrong.
Check. False idols? Oh, yeah. He is the world's least godly man. Jesus saw the good in whores and lepers, but if he met Donald Trump, he'd go, sorry, man, that's a pre-existing condition. New rule, stop trying to make me feel sad that Ringling Brothers is shutting down. Good. Yeah. Don't let the door rip you on the way out. Now let's build a wall with Quebec to keep out Cirque du Soleil. Circuses should have died years ago. If I want to sit in a tent and be bored, I'd go camping. And if I need to see a clown torment a dumb animal, I'll rewatch old clips of this. And finally, new rule, while the sting of defeat is still fresh and the horrors resulting from that defeat pile up, liberals must examine all the reasons why we keep losing elections, starting with Democrats have gone from the party that protects people to the party that protects feelings. From ask not what your country can do for you to you owe me an apology. Republicans apologize for nothing. Democrats for everything. Can't we find a balance? New rule, boarding groups C and D have to back the hell off. Oh, everyone knows what you're doing, boarding groups C and D. You're trying to infiltrate boarding groups A and B until the gate agent says screw it and accepts any old boarding pass. Well, not on my watch. This is an American airport, not a Japanese subway. New rule, the Indian... Oh, you'll hate this one, too. New rule, the Indian woman who recently gave birth to a 15-pound baby can be sued for...
I think they were just visualizing
you right now.
Visualizing childbirth, I guess.
Can be sued for damages by her vagina. If you deliver 15 pounds of anything, you're not a mom, you're a UPS truck. Asked what the baby's gender was, doctor said, we're still poking around. Doesn't it feel better to just let go? Just let go. New rule, Axl Rose of Guns N' Roses has to stop fighting to get a so-called fat photo of him taken down off the internet. I mean, how bad can it? Never mind. And finally, new rule, now that the Trump phenomenon seems to have peaked, Americans must ask themselves, why? Why for so long was there one set of rules for everyone who's ever run for president, and then suddenly a completely new set for this Donald Trump person? Because when it comes to lowering the bar, he really raised the bar. New rule, we don't need to see Donald Trump's tax returns. We need to unsee this picture of him and his daughter. Here's how you know your pose is too creepy. If it makes a parrot vomit. It is amazing. And finally, new rule, if Republicans are going to keep calling states laboratories of democracy, they have to start looking at the results from the lab. California raised taxes on the wealthy a lot, and our economy is booming. We just passed France and India to become all by ourselves the world's 6th largest economy, soon to be 5th. Thanks, England. Whereas states like Kansas and Louisiana that went back to the old trickle-down theory of cut taxes on the rich and they'll always do the right thing are financial catastrophes. The results from the lab are in. Our mice are thriving. Yours are dead. And finally, new rule, to make America great again, we must build a wall, but not a wall on the border. No, the wall we need to build is between our work life and our home life. And we better do it soon, because our choices for president are a guy whose catchphrase is "you're fired" and a woman whose husband made the interns blow him.
And finally, new rule, now that the Republican convention is finally over, those of you thoroughly disgusted by what you witnessed have to look on the bright side. Win or lose, Donald Trump will probably be the last 50s guy to run for president. And frankly, that is something to be thankful for. Because Because 50s guys, you know, guys like Trump who actually say, I'm a 50s guy, we know what they mean.
I think that putting a wife to work is a very dangerous thing. When I come home and dinner's not ready, I go through the roof.
Yeah. The 50s guy. He likes steak, he keeps a bottle of scotch in his desk, and he thinks an educated woman should be locked up. New rule, those new credit card chip readers have to read my chip faster. We used to be efficient shoppers. You've turned us all into the old lady who wants to pay by check.
So cute.
And then it starts beeping at me when it wants me to pull it out. Like if I leave it in too long, I'm going to make a MasterCard baby. Come on, make this whole process go faster. This is LA. I've got traffic to sit in. New rule, the owners of the soon-to-open Fellatio Cafe in Geneva, where for $60 patrons can get fellatio and a coffee, have to explain, what's the point of the coffee? Because you had me at fellatio. Trust me, when asked, would you like fellatio, no man has ever said, not until I've had my coffee. Prince Harry, Grandma thinks she's Black Irish. Stephen Miller, I collect skulls. Mike Pence, I'm only here for the shirtless guy from Tonga. Coldplay, we don't get it either. Hope Hicks, I miss the real friendships of modeling. Steve Wynn, I'm 3 bankruptcies, 2 hair transplants, and 9 gropings from the White House, and it's all falling into place. Send a car into space. Let's at least be honest with the galaxy. Send up a 79 Trans Am so they know we're douchebags. New rule, stop using the same 2 pictures in every signs of a troubled relationship article. I don't even need to read the article. If my partner is sitting on the edge of the bed while I'm out of focus in the background, it's over. Also, new rule, you don't have to read Forbes or watch Fox Business News to know what's going on with the stock market. If there are guys in blue coats touching their head, bad! All right, new rule, now that I, Tanya, received Oscar nomination, someone must tell me how I'm supposed to wish Tanya Harding good luck. Promoting it on the red carpet. In show business, it's considered a jinx to say good luck. And of course, we all know what would happen if I tell her to break a leg. New rule, no more automatic soap dispensers at the airport. I'm tired of feeling like a robot just softly came in my hand. Dirty show. New rules, Tinder recognizes 37 genders and Facebook says there are 51. Speedstick has to stop living a lie. Now, there are certainly more Speedstick variations than just deodorant, antiperspirant, or deodorant/antiperspirant. Stand in your truth, Tricurious Speedstick. No one's going to judge you. Except you, Axe Body Spray. You're a douchebag. New rule, hey, characters on Hollywood Boulevard, you can't all be Fat Spider-Man. please tell me that when Trump asked these kids, hey, what's with all the ridiculous face makeup, one of them said, you first. New rule, masturbation has to get back to the basics. It's something you do alone. It's what you do when you're not with a beautiful movie star. Masturbation is sex, the home edition. If one partner does everything and the other does nothing, it's not sex. It's Simon and Garfunkel. Not fair to Art either. But there's just no rules anymore. Sarah Huckabee Sanders is your boss's niece in charge of office birthdays. But now she's the spokesperson for the most powerful man in the world. Stephen Miller is the guy who made every creepy thought you ever had 1,000 times try. Because Madison and Jefferson never thought the executive branch would fall into the hands of a mule that plays football. But Trump actually asked his staff. He said, can I pardon myself? And Steve Bannon told him, why not? I can blow myself. Okay, new rule. If the tabloids are going to continue to call these two Kimye and these two Billary and these two J-Rod, they must refer to these two as shitstorms. Let's just end it there. I'm not gonna top that one. New rule. Finally, new rule. Democrats must learn how to support a very important part of their coalition. Other Democrats. I know everyone is excited about Conor Lamb winning in Pennsylvania this week, but watching his TV ad is why I worry about how this party fights.
My opponent wants you to believe the biggest issue in this campaign is Nancy Pelosi. It's all a big lie. I've already said on the front page of the newspaper that I don't support Nancy Pelosi.
Okay, so this was a special election to replace a Republican who was staunchly pro-life but got caught pressuring his mistress to have an abortion. Up in their office, teamwork, great things are done by a series of small things done together, and, you know, it gets morale up at their office. Attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference. So, would you like to see some of the ones they're putting up at the White House? Because these are a little different. And they have ones like, it's been 16 days since our last indictment. You miss 100% of the pussies you don't grab. Hope. Ivanka says, refer to Jared as husband, not co-conspirator. It's... Jared, find out what two-state solution means. Sean Hannity, don't get any in your hair. Ted Cruz, watch what humans do, act like them. And John Kelly, unplug nuclear button, please. All right, she's the... Well, now that Michelle Bachmann is proudly tweeting photos of $1.98 gas, just like she promised when she ran for president, someone has to break it to her that she's not president. We keep telling you, dear, you lost. You're not the president, and that's not the White House. That's the tool shed in the backyard. New rule, before fashionable Christians pay $800... You're way ahead of me. Before fashionable Christians pay $800 for a cross from Tom Ford, they might want to take another look. Up close, it's less Jesus and more St. Peter. Also, if you're still shopping online for nice Christian jewelry, do not Google pearl necklace. Just tell the person sitting next to you. New rule, before Instagram bans another foreign account for showing a model's pubic hair, as they did this week, they have to explain to us out here in LA, what's pubic hair? New rule, if Kim Jong-un wants to be taken seriously as a tyrant, he has to stop plucking his eyebrows. Man, it's your war face, not your vagina.
That's good. That's good.
New rule, now that ISIS has shocked the world by executing a prisoner, by putting him in a cage and burning him alive, Texas has to admit its reaction was, huh. New rule, Sports Illustrated has to stop patting itself on the back for using a model who is plus-sized. Okay, first of all, this isn't a plus-sized model, it's a regular-sized human being. You're just used to minus-sized bulimics. As is this male model, which is why he's touching her like, what is this, flesh? Weird. New rule, if Google autocomplete really reflects popular questions previous users have asked, and when you type, "is the moon," it adds real.
Give me the black capsule.
Then I give up, because that means the most frequent question people ask Google about the moon is it real? Also, if people have really asked, is the moon hollow? Is the moon a spaceship? And is the moon a hologram? Then President Rick Perry, it's all yours. just take over.
Doesn't believe in evolution.
New rule, after 30 years of trying, Paul McCartney has to admit that he should stick to singing with white people. You'll get it later. Anyway, new rule, don't be upset if you just found out that Radio Shack went bankrupt and they're no longer honoring their gift cards. Be upset that someone thought so little of you that they gave you a Radio Shack gift card. Well, name your baby Gary. Last year, fewer than 450 boys in America and only 28 in England were named Gary. It's almost extinct. And what's wrong with Gary? Gary's the guy at Enterprise who upgraded you to a Chevy Malibu. Gary's the roadie who checked the mics at the Whitesnake reunion tour. And who fled to Southeast Asia so he could continue having sex with underage girls? Gary Glitter. Gary. It's a great name. Do something about it. New rule, since everyone else gets an award show, it's time we also had one for stock photo models. Welcome to the 2015 Stockies, recognizing excellence in the field of stock photo art. This year's nominees for Stock Photo Model of the Year are Susan King for I Hate My Computer, Beverly Hanbury Tennyson for Happy Black Person, and Barry Rogers Jr. for My Dick Doesn't Work. New rule, the 33-year-old Mexican woman who was arrested in a movie theater masturbating to 50 Shades of Grey has to stop kicking my seat. It's bad enough sitting through all these trailers without you coming soon. Please, I'm watching a terrible movie from an illiterate book while people around me talk and text on their phones. Don't make it disgusting. New rule, now that the Republicans have returned to run the show in Congress, Wall Street bankers have to start wearing the asshole shirt again. And when they do, they also must immediately bring back cigar bars, credit default swaps, and not telling your date you have herpes. New rule, if you spent any time at all this week arguing whether the cat in this viral photo is coming up the steps or going down the steps, you missed the bigger question. How come the cat gets 9 lives and you don't even have 1? New rule, you could buy a $75 toaster that burns a picture of your face into the bread, but if you just want women who stay over to never come back, say so. What kind of needy loner says, hey, look at that bread you're eating, it's really me? New rule, if you're so anti-gay that you not only demonstrated in front of the Supreme Court building this week, but also did a Google image search for gay men kissing? Click through a bunch of pages to find the one you wanted? No, not that one. No, that's the Pope. No, warmer. No, too warm. Perfect. Yes, that's the one. Come on. There's easier ways to tell the world you're gay. New boxing match has to have more punches landed than an episode of Real Housewives. God, I went hoarse from yelling, hit him, hit him! And that was just when Justin Bieber walked in. That was just from that. New rule, someone has to explain to this Kentucky man who accidentally shot his own mother during a church wedding. That when the minister says, forever hold your peace, he doesn't mean your gun. Oh, America. New rule, Cameron Crowe doesn't have to apologize for casting Emma Stone as an Asian in his new movie. There's nothing inherently racist about having a white person play an Asian. Just ask Jerry Lewis and Mickey Rooney. Well, if Disneyland has to make a rule not to use selfie sticks on the roller coasters, then the magic of this kingdom is that people this stupid got this far. Or maybe they need even more signs, like mermaid can breathe underwater, but not you. Large duck in sailor suit, not real duck, do not eat. Well, current events buffs reading about how the avian flu has caused an egg shortage in Texas have to admit at least part of the reason you clicked on the story was because this photo made you vaguely horny. I said vaguely. New rule, now that Pizza Hut has introduced its hot dog pizza with 28 hot dogs baked into its crust, Americans have to... You know what? Fuck it, I don't care anymore. Eat it. Eat the whole thing by yourself. Drop dead at an early age for all I care. It's one fewer person out here who needs water. Oh, new rule, let Bill Cosby keep his Medal of Freedom, but maybe put a bell in it. Rule, Gwyneth Paltrow has to answer this question. Are you trying to make us hate you? This week, Gwyneth spoke about GMO labeling on Capitol Hill, but when it was Senator Leahy's turn to speak, she started texting. You know, if this keeps up, you're going to ruin the end of the movie Seven, because when the audience finds out it's your head in the box, they're just going to go, good. Oh, sorry. Spoiler alert. Red pandas have to admit that they're actually plush toys. Nothing could possibly be this cute. Somewhere there are a couple of baby seals thinking, well, we had a pretty good run, didn't we? Someone must explain to the Missouri woman who saw an image of Donald Trump in it. In a tub of margarine that's not an image, that's actually Donald Trump. Yes. It's true. Every night at midnight, he must return to his plastic tub and assume his natural state, a viscous, oily goo, because Donald Trump is actually a vampire made of vegetable oil, condemned to an eternity of anger tweeting until somebody spreads him over corn. Well, now that the world's shortest man has passed away, after a good life at the age of 75, it's okay for someone to say out loud that the hat wasn't fooling anybody. Exactly, man. Neural racists can't complain that white people aren't reproducing enough until white hipsters get rid of the man bun. You want to know why Anglo-Saxons aren't procreating? Meet patient zero. If cab drivers are serious about competing with Uber, they should start by getting rid of these things. This isn't really an air freshener. It's more a sign that says, my air conditioner's broken. I have no idea how to get to your destination, and my radio is blaring Pakistani disco. Someone has to tell Walmart, who just announced they're going to try to appeal to middle-class shoppers, that there is no more middle class. And even if there was, the single biggest advantage to make it into the middle class is never, ever having to set foot in Walmart. Google's new self-driving car has to emasculate us a little less. I mean, I want to tune out while getting there safely, too, but not like a little bitch. I mean, look at this thing. It's like a Volkswagen Beetle and a Mentos had a baby. Honestly, the only way this car makes sense is if I'm chasing jewel thieves through Paris in 1992 while it makes this noise. All squirrels need to calm the hell down. Nobody wants your stupid acorns, okay? Plus, you live in Southern California. Winter's not coming. Your nuts are safer than Caitlyn Jenner's. It's okay that Walgreens has bought Rite Aid for $17 billion, resulting in a grand total of 13,000 stores and a combined workforce of 9 cashiers.
Good one.
But they have to call this merger what it really is. One-stop shopping for looters. Also, if you go to all the time and trouble to loot and your prized looted item is a 12-pack of Cottonelle, you're not getting there early enough.
It's good to see Cottonelle get some mention.
This man must be congratulated for taking a stand in life. Some are called to fight injustice, others to defend their country, but a rare few are called to make sure Caitlyn Jenner pees standing up like he was born to. Now, whatever your name is, sir, I'm going to guess Dale. It is my honor to present you with the first inaugural Urinal Cake of Freedom Award. Nero, the magazine's wine spectator, wine advocate, wine enthusiast, wine in spirits, the world of fine wine and decanter must all merge into one magazine called Drunk Snob Geographic. Nero, come on. Come on, Indonesia. I realize you're not a rich country, but you know your environmental policies are bad when people look at this river and think, great, where am I supposed to shit now? Nero, the online dating site where white people meet has to realize there are already a lot of places where white people meet. Like country clubs, Whole Foods, Utah, juries, and Pete's Coffee. I don't know what that means. Neural, stop making Kleenex with lotion. The reason I need a Kleenex is that I just used lotion. Well, now that it turns out McDonald's new Healthy Cal Caesar salad has more fat than a Big Mac, more calories than a Big Mac, and more sodium than a Big Mac, let's just drop the whole menu thing and call McDonald's what it really is. Homeless Starbucks. Rural restaurants have to stop claiming we sell happy. No, the Thai place that does massage down the street sells happy. You sell Cobb salad. New rule, Woodford Reserve has to stop bragging that their bourbon has 200 distinct flavors. People don't drink bourbon to taste subtle hints of marzipan, pear, and nutmeg. They drink it to forget that their life peaked in high school. Well, if two female flight attendants can get into a mid-flight all-out brawl that requires an unscheduled landing, as happened on Delta this week,